All right, friends, we have a Blaha video. We're going to react to this gym, lifting, recruiting, fitness, gear slave, Mr. Blaha. So in this video, Blaha says dynamic effort method. Speed work works if you do. All right.
Speed work works if you do. Hey everybody, it's JasonBlaha here. Thought I would chat with
Yeah, everything works if you take drugs. It's artificial. Pending you keep taking those drugs, it works, yes.
you guys and gals a little bit about this today, but a quick reminder, if you guys would please click like down below, it would be greatly appreciated. If you aren't following or subscribed, please do so. And if you guys would be so kind as to drop me a comment down under here, I would appreciate that. Also, thank you. It can be to give.
I would, Blaha, and all the others, but you've banned all of us. I mean, your channel's crummy anyways, and then you're begging us to comment, like, and subscribe. Meanwhile, you're banning us for no reason, just because we ask you a question or something you don't like, because it's your house. That's why I make videos on you, because I'm not in your house.
Your thoughts, or just to say hello. All right, let's get over to the topic: speed work or dynamic effort work. Speed work works if you do. So,
all right, let me say hello. Hello.
Here's the thing. Obviously, I'm a big fan of
Yes, what's the thing? Yes.
this. I've coached a lot of powerlifters. I've coached a lot of fighters, and I find
Blaha's coached fighters. He's coached a lot of powerlifters, and he's coached fighters. I don't believe it. I just don't believe it, man. It's all fake.
for both these groups, dynamic effort work is extremely effective, and I think some of the best rebuttals I've seen.
It's not effective at all. I've never seen Blaha do anything, not even run. Nothing like sportive. I haven't seen him do any athletic. He has no athletic abilities. He just lifts these man-made weights in his garage all day. He has no athletic abilities. So what's the point of lifting? The point of bodybuilding is to increase your athletic abilities. That's the basis of bodybuilding, not some drug addict, deuce guy on stage.
By people who claim, well, it doesn't work. It's been people like, I'm not going to go into who it is, the guy who did the whole RPE thing. And he obviously has coached many.
Yeah, everything works providing you take drugs. And then when you stop, they stop working. Yes, Blaha.
High-level lifters, but I think what people...
At Anytime Fitness, your time?
RPE thing. And he obviously has coached many high-level lifters, but I think what people forget with his rebuttal is you can't claim something doesn't work when it's produced dozens, if not hundreds or thousands of champions in multiple sports. Other scientists have looked at it and found merit in it. When you do an at-home experiment on it using lifters who don't practice the method ever. So
the only people he coached were drug addicts. You understand me? That's who he coached. They would have been good at doing anything, taking those drugs. That's the whole point of taking drugs. Enhanced performance.
Obviously, the impact is going to be different. And I think that's the biggest rebuttal against it was the guy hooking up 10.
Look, the only difference is in society today is you can enhance your performance, your body, and everything naturally. You just don't know how. But there is a way to do it. And it's done quickly, but people, they don't know how to do it. And so they don't really understand it. And so what do? They're like, well, we'll just take drugs. They have drugs now, so they just take drugs. You understand me? But the problem is they're illegal. And there's all these things that you have to get around, these tests and everything, to get away with it, like cheating. You're cheating, really, by taking the drugs. That's how they see it. But a lot of these competitions you go to, they're lapsed with the drugs. They don't test, or they don't care, or whatever, or it's faulty. Even the Olympics is faulty, it's crappy. They know everybody's taking drugs there. So they try to make an example out of a few people. See what I mean? But they're all on drugs. Because what would be the point going there and competing against other people that are on drugs? Go there naturally. They're not going to take the chance. They're all on drugs.
Units and things. All right, look. It's Mike Tertier, that was his name. But he did it on people who haven't been doing speed work for a year. So obviously their rates of force production is never going to be lower. They're implementing a new method.
I just don't understand this. Speed work. You get speed when you increase the sarcomere in series. That's the idea. It's permanent speed. Permanent. Not drug induced. Temporary.
Never adapted to. Silly. And then trying to see what short-term, immediate, acute benefit it had. Well, that's not how training works in the human body. It's pretty much an absurd idea, and that doesn't debunk it in any way. But let's get over to the point. When we comes to speed work, what are we doing? We're usually doing 1 to 3 reps. 1 to 3 reps. You're going to see me doing triples on bench here, doubles on squat and deadlift. All right. More high sets. Usually 6 to 12 sets are done back to back to back with short breaks. We're running weights that are going to vary. They're going to vary. So let's call them close to 50%, right? So when I'm running bands and chains, a lot of times that's my cumulative.
Bands and chains. That's going to increase speed work. Or speed. I guess it's going to increase speed in him. We're doing these, whatever they are, I don't know. He's not building muscle to build speed. I guess he's relying on these so-called motor units for speed, more recruiting them or something. I have no clue, bro. I guess it's practiced.
Overall average strength curve is around 50%. So what does that mean? If you deadlift 600, that means your
I love how he just throws these number rounds. If you deadlift 600, have you ever deadlifted 600? Do you know what that's like? Especially eccentrically. Blaha can't deadlift 600 eccentrically, not even 5, not 4, not even 3, not even 2.
In the middle needs to be around 300. So, well, what would that entail? Well, exactly what you just saw me do.
Look, I have an offer, Blaha. Since you say you're so strong and you can deadlift that, whatever weight you're doing there, you're deadlifting it. Let's see you deadlift that 400 or 500 pounds eccentrically. Let's see you do a full eccentric, and I mean ass to grass, bro, at the bottom. See what I mean? You can't. That's why. Okay, you're full of shit.
There, 150 pounds of bands, 225 bar weight. So that means the middle average in between, because again, top versus bottom, going to be around 300, right? Around 300 approximately, so around 50%. And you could take it to just straight 50% with straight weight. That's a good starting point.
Yeah,
okay. So again, that's kind of the idea. The same thing you saw there with a bench. You could look at that and go, well, that's 135 plus 50 pounds of bands. What's our average? 25 in the middle. Because again, top versus bottom of the lift. So you would look at that and go about 160. Well, I'm right now, my closed grip bench is only at 325. It'll be going up. I've done it for 365 before. But again, I've trimmed down, got a little leaner, gotten older, but I'm going to get it back up to that or higher. But so exactly the same idea, right? The math carries. This is what we're looking for. Around 50%. So why so light? So that we...
Why doesn't he just tell you exactly what he's doing? He's taking, what was it he said? Primobolan and testosterone? He's on some kind of steroids. He's running steroids to lift these weights and to perform. That's what he's doing. Why doesn't he just tell you that? Blaha takes steroids to perform. Okay. That's what he does.
And explode the weight. So here's the idea. With the speed work, what you were trying to do is when it comes...
I wish he would show us how much he takes per day, the orals or the injections, how it works exactly. And how much strength does it really give him? Because he's probably very weak. See what I mean?
To your maxes. You want the concentric...
Without him, he's a genetic flop. Yeah, without his drugs. You can't lift that without his drugs.
Time to be about reps on bench or 2.
Look at him pretending. He's just playing with the weight. He puts these elastic bands on this thing. He makes it look like this is fucking important.